configuration. Stop now. Go ahead and silence my phone. And whenever we're ready, just let me know. All right, guys, how you doing? My name is Socks, or my regular name is Nico Socks Smith, and I was the creator for the BWIC 2021 CTF. Pardon me as I look left and right off of the screen. I hope that you guys learned a lot, had an opportunity to be exposed to a lot of challenges, or a lot of challenges that aren't normal or that you've encountered before. What I'm hoping to do is get a little bit of audience participation. And what I'd like to do is identify a couple challenges that people out in the crowd was excited about, or had specific difficulty with, and then I'd like to cover it. Before I get into that, I'd like to kind of set the tone, right? CTFs by far, in my opinion, are the single way that security infosec professionals or infosec security, uh, I guess I double sec that, get an opportunity to kind of try out their skill sets, learn and discover new emerging techniques, and actually have some fun revisiting the basics. Typical CTFs cover everything from they generally categorize it into four basic groups. They have PWN or PWN. They have crypto. They have RE, and then they'll have OSINT or miscellaneous. A lot of the time, they'll have a mix of those key areas. And this, given the time constraint and kind of the approach, kind of the theme of what I was looking to deliver, I focused on three different categories. One, miscellaneous, which was titled mixed bag. One group that was steganography or stego. And then I have had heavy crypto throughout the challenges. These challenges went from one being super easy to, I'd say, five pretty difficult, or requiring advanced knowledge in executing or solving the riddle, the challenge. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a user really quickly, and then spin up and kind of walk through some of the challenges, and kind of talk about the thought process and the methodology that it takes to be successful with the challenges that I laid out. I won't go over all of them. And again, if you have something that you're specifically looking for, or like one challenge you felt like you were in the right direction, but you were missing just that little bump to get you over the edge, I'm more than happy to go over those challenges, all except for the reverse engineering, because that will take a little bit more time than we have during this recording. I also want to talk about a few things that I'd like people to consider as they do CTFs. I'll talk from my personal experience. First of all, my first CTF, I only answered one question right, and I think it was the challenge question to actually confirm that my system functioned, and like a really super easy PWN or stego challenge, right? My second challenge, I didn't fare any better. I got maybe 2 or 3 better. And I've been doing CTFs roughly between 10 years off and on, not just heavy into it, but just having a lot of experience. And I just want you to know that as much as CTFs challenge your individual capability, it also lends itself to the cooperative environment where you can lean on your friend and say, hey, I just see a bunch of letters. I don't know where to go necessarily with this, but I think it might be base 64 because I see the equal marks at the end, or reaching out to the sometimes the facilitator. And in this case, as the facilitator, I made myself available inside of Discord in case people want to reach out and get some assistance with walking through. You wouldn't get points, but you'd get the requisite knowledge anyway. Also, a few of my challenges had hints built in, and some had actual, you just click a button to get the hint. So yeah, I'm going to talk a lot more. I don't want to spend a lot of time at the front end of talking with no demonstration. But I would say Ask questions. It's okay not to know. Um, uh, CTFs are a constant challenge for everybody who attempts to do them. So don't feel like you need to know or be the master of everything to be successful. Because if you come into the challenge with the thought process of I should know this, then a lot of the time you'll end up either stumping your toe or not moving as fast or as far as you could have gotten, or not really getting to enjoy yourself, because at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's a game as well. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Um, CTFs are the one time, in my belief, that we get to come together as infosec professionals and learn from each other and get something, like actually apply that practical knowledge, those really weird and nuanced ways that we think as problem solvers. So I would just encourage that we lean on one another, and that we reach out and we really try and enjoy ourselves. So with that said, I am going to quickly create a user. Username is going to be walkthrough crew. So please stand by for a quick second. And if you have questions while I'm typing, feel free to either drop them in the chat or shoot a chat over to Michaela. And Michaela, feel free to jump in and ask questions if you have them as we go along. Also, if you guys have specific challenges that you want me to cover, if you could drop it inside the chat, or I'm looking at the Zoom chat, the Zoom feed. I imagine that there's probably a delay. So if you hear me pause for a bit, I'll give it a couple seconds to allow it to populate on this side. And if not, I'll just continue on. Can we go over? Ooh, okay, all right, yeah, yes, we can. So I got excited. I'm sorry. Can we go over? Can we go over? Black Great, this one. Yes, and I have a question about the flag and a blind eye challenge. We tried to submit Serena Williams as the answer, but we don't success, or there's no success. Got you. Give me 2 seconds. Let me choose my avatar. I am a Trekkie, especially I am a TNG Trekkie, but they don't have it. I don't have it as the collection. Psych, yes, I do. Right there. All right, so let me create my team. All right, so I created my team. Then, okay, so let me hop on in. And I'll share my screen in just a second. Please stand by. I just want to make sure that everything is set so that I'm not fiddling around with things. All right, so so 1 second. Team. So I just want to make sure that I got my team. All right. All right, cool. I was able to successfully create it. Now let me log into it. Cool. one more thing. Hold on, just one more second. Disable that for a second. Bam. Update my configuration. Create. My typing isn't working. There we go. Oh yeah, and then we'll choose our avatar. We'll go one piece. Boom. All right, great. All right. Go ahead and log in now. Oops. Let me start the game first. Goodness. All right, log in. Start the game. Registration. All right. And let me just go ahead and log out. And I'm going to begin sharing screen now. Hey, Michaela, I need, it's saying that host disabled participant screen sharing. Just need to be able to share my screen. Yep, thank you very much. You must have known that I was going to say that. You're magic. Yeah, let's go with that. Sure. Bam. Okay, right now you guys should see my screen. Go ahead and log in or register. Bam. Okay. Walk through, player name, legs. My email is going to be no.com. And we're going to start a new team. And then walk the crew. All right. Password. Work, and I'll register underscore dash dot phone. That's done. Come on, let me type. What's going on? Okay. Give me 1 second. I can try this copy. Having a little bit. Okay. Let's try that. 3 to 6 alpha numeric. I did that. Just oh, okay. My apologies, guys. There's some interference happening between Zoom and my keyboard. Go with happy. Okay. Learning let's that should work. And I am gonna start a new team name. Demo. There you go. That should work. Work. Great. Boom. Okay. Do we have it? Yay, we have success. Not now. All right. All right. So according to, let me bring up these questions first. All right. So the first question that you all wanted to experience and game missions, I believe it's in Black Women Testing Ground. No, not Testing Grounds. Oop, sorry about that. It is since I entered the conference. Okay, so hold on for 1 second, because while I'm sharing my screen, I have to pull up the chat also. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right. So the first question was, can I handle this one? Okay, great. All right. So the first question was, got my chats up. Let me scroll down. Next, hi. Wait, hold on. First, yeah, let's go over black, gray. Okay, cool. So with this challenge, with this specific challenge, right? What you're looking at is pattern, right? Let's go over the question, right? So Madam CJ Walker, first Black woman millionaire in America, her entrepreneurial spirit provided her a lifestyle and legacy that was truly remarkable. However, like the zeros in her bank account, this string is plentiful. What does this mean, right? So off the top, this is telling me, all right, yeah, it's a string, and what does it mean? So when I hear things ask me, what does something mean? Then that triggers in my mind that it's some type of encoding. Beyond that, I would try and gather from the overall conversation that happens here, where it says challenges within this area are focused on coded and encoded challenges. Now, this one was particularly difficult. At 150 points, I normally, when I'm doing any CTF, I look at the score. And the score is typically, the score and what it is typically inform me of the difficulty of a challenge. So a 50-point challenge like Dump Bin here definitely should be easier than this 150 point question, right? And should require less technical capability to solve the 50 or the 100 to get the 150, right? So off the top, for me, looking at this, I'd say, okay, all right, Black, great, 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 great. All right, well, my first thing is always, and this is a strategy, is if I can solve more questions given the time by leveraging hints, I'll use hints. And it's dependent upon, for me, on what the challenge is. If I look at it, I'm like, man, okay, I don't know what this could possibly push me toward. But I'm seeing black, great, black, great, black, great. There's repetition. So, and then I see exclamation points. I mean, like, okay, that might have something to do with it because I see sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4, but that pattern isn't repeating every time. So because I'm kind of generally in the ballpark and it's a 150 point question, I would, for me, I'm gonna hit the hint, right? And then I ask me, would you like to take this hint for a deduction of 50 points, right? So with the ability to grab hints on this platform, you have to at least have the minimum hints possible, the minimum amount of points possible to get that hint. So then I'm like, okay, well, this cost me 50 points to get this, so I'm gonna get 100 points out of this. 100 points isn't a bad deal for me, right? So for me, I'm gonna hop up here to Blind Eye, which costs 50 points, right? And then it says the work of a woman does sometimes go unnoticed, especially for women of color. During this month, we're changing this. And I'm looking at these dots in America. I'm used to seeing these dots because they look like Braille. If it is Braille, and luckily in this platform, we can highlight, copy and paste, so you don't have to like try and transcribe from a photo, which would suck. So I just copy that, and then for me, one of my favorite tools are just going to, bam. I'll just go to something like. Wait, hold on. Let's go back here. Go here and go to CyberChef. And this is why I really like this platform. It's called Root the Box. I think it's really super dope because it has CyberChef built in, and I think that it's a crazy tool to have. So then I'll right click and paste. And look at that. So I got all the data that I was looking for. So then, and I see this should start to answer the second question that was going on, where they tried to submit Serena Williams as the answer, but they had no success. Well, I know that that CyberChef has the ability to decode. They have a recipe for Braille. So let me find it. Let's just do this. Okay, so from Braille, so I can just drag this and drop this here. And then right now, I'm seeing, wait, hold on. I'm seeing the decrypted version of this challenge. And inside of this challenge, there should be, I must not have copied everything over. Hold on. Let me make sure that I got everything. That's accurate. Just a second. Make sure that I'm getting everything copied. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. There's a piece that's missing right here. Okay. All right. Stand by. Because I was able to solve it earlier today. Let's go to tools, game materials. Okay, scoreboard. Let's go back to the game. Okay. All right. All right. I believe that it didn't transpose because it should say, you guys were correct when you said, when you had Serena Williams down, there should have been a tag, which I'm not seeing, that would have posted, that would have had this inside of it. Paste. That's what the flag was. Okay, so I owe you guys. I really apologize for that. For some odd reason, the flag did not appear in this one. Copy. So I would take this one and I would drop it in to submit, of course, and then get that 50 points. Control, submit. Yep, and then I would have success. That's interesting that it did not pop up. Is that something that everyone else was able to at least get to with blind eye? Yes, the decrypt. So you were able to decrypt, but the flag didn't show up. Okay. All right. My goodness. Okay. All right. If that's the case. Okay. All right. That's on me. I apologize. I believe that maybe it didn't when I input it, that it didn't show up, but I did a test this morning before the game started, and it worked. So I don't know what happened, and I'm hoping that the browser didn't cut that piece out, or that I wasn't too long in length of what I provided. But anyway, let's skip on and go to, now that we have the points, of course, for this. We can go here. We can go after the hint. And then I'll say yes. Now I have no points. So the hint is, it shows me that black equals 0, gray equals 1, and the exclamation point equals the repetition of the number, right? So so we were right, we were on the right track when we were thinking about the black gray, the pattern of the black gray going on. But what we were missing was what the exclamation point meant. So I guess, or not guess because I created it, with one exclamation point equals 0. So black equals 0. And I guess great with 2 exclamation points would be 2 ones. So we would end up with, if we translated this, which I wrote a program, I wrote a program to decrypt this using Python. But what I would do, or I'll show you what it ends up being. So stand by. Boom, copy. So these black greats become this. Oops. So as we did, so if we want to look at this first black, here, I'll just copy it and drop it right underneath. Copy. Skip. I know that's not a command, but I should have been that paste. So if we look at black being a single 0, so as black is 0, and this equals the repetition, so it's just 1, then that would align with this, right? And then so on and so forth. Then we would take our this information and we would decrypt binary, because it's now a binary string. So let me just copy. Let's go back over here and take this and delete that. We're gonna clear that recipe. We're gonna edit. We're gonna paste that. Oops. Paste that. Okay, you're just gonna give me that, huh? Let's just go this way. It was odd. Okay. Paste that there. All right. We see a bunch of 1s and 0s. We know that 1s and 0s is binary, so we'll drop that there. Right. And the reason why this is showing up like this is because of the buffer limit. So we're 0, 1. Okay, so we're missing these 3 pairs. Copy. All right, thanks. Let's paste that in. There we go. And rebake. And the flag. Am I still missing pieces? Yeah. Yeah, I'm still missing pieces. Okay. Well, you see the general move, and that would be that translate to copy. Translate it to this flag. Edit, paste. Come on, paste there. It was been BIC that was absurd. So that was the flag for the repetitive state of the black girl, black girl, black girl. And the way that you could write a program to solve this is you just substitute or create a tuple for black and great, and then make their keys 0 and 1 with the exclamation point, and then that would convert it to from the black great to binary, and then from that binary, then you just dump that inside of any type of code or engineering thing. We luckily have the benefit of CyberChef, and CyberChef is super dope because you can use it to solve a large amount of your challenges. Not necessarily seen here today, but throughout like binary, pwn, if you're ingesting any type of web traffic, you can definitely solve for that. You can use this to solve that. Did that help with the black and the black and the great, the person who asked the question about that? Did it make sense? Was it were you able to see the pattern before we had this meeting today? Or meeting after action walkthrough type of thing? I'll imagine that this person is shaking their head up and down and saying yes. Okay. All right. Give me another one that you guys were interested in kind of trying to figure out. Next, the video file question. Okay. All right. That is that is inside of Steggy Bundy, I think. This one? I'm going to say yes, this one. Okay. All right. So, this one was to celebrate Marie Van Britten Brown, who created the early version of the modern home security system. So the first thing that you're going to have to do, and I was trying to be really clear on this one, typically this challenge is very similar, if not exact duplicate of Deconstructed, I think. However, instead of me just showing you a video, I presented a file for you to take, download, and then use. So we're gonna do that. All right. So Again, I say, hey, download the file and run it from the command prompt. You will have to chmod plus X the file, and it will play a video. All right, so I clicked it. I hit save file. Boom, boom, boom. It's right here. It's called the view.1sh. All right, let me pull up my Roasty Toasty terminal. And the thought behind here, this was just supposed to be a real simple one. So CD to downloads. And then it's called the view. So I'm gonna have to chmod. So the reason why I'm sudo chmodding, and this is not, I get why people would not want to do this. Because one, I asked you to download a file that you don't know what it is, but you gotta trust me. It's a file, and I'm telling you to give it executable rights or to make it an executable on your system. So I get why people be like, hey, no, I'm not gonna do that one. What was it called? The view. That's what it's doing. I'm saying change mode to executable, and then the tab complete is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Okay. So here's a good note for you. When you're dealing with things that have parentheses, you're going to have to put it inside of quotes. I should have made that a single quote. There we go. And now I should be able to /HE. And so what you're seeing right now is the flag is not, and here, and it's a little bit difficult to read. I get that. You have, and then you make out kind of to tweet, and that's T.io, TDOTIO, right? So it's a message. So there's a guy, at T.io. So from there, right, was hoping that you would see that. Let me Control C that and then reset my terminal. Nobody likes an ugly terminal. All right, so from here, I just open up a Twitter. All right. Do. And I admit that was real hard to read. I got it. And all you had to do was PM this dude. And like he was chatting about you guys. And he follows a very eclectic type of group of people. But he would have, had you reached out and talked to him, he would have given you a flag. And the flag for that one was content creator. So that was the only way that you have been able to fix or solve that one. That one was just kind of okay, here's something that shouldn't be too terrible. At a 50-point mark, remember, using the cost based upon what the challenge level might be is kind of how I approach CTFs, and I know a few other people approaching that way as well. The more expensive the challenge tends to be, the more challenging and more time intensive experiences. Copy. So I'll drop the flag in there, edit, paste, submit. Ta-da! Got another 50 points. It was great. Anybody got anything else that was pressing? I'm just holding. Code switching, demented, declare. Oh goodness. That one, I think it's a mixed bag, right? Yeah, that was one that made an appearance at the winter conference. No, it did. Cryptic messages. All right, so you said demented, which one? Demented declare or code switching file? Which one? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see if we have a little bit of time to go at that one. Do you want to do code switching file? No, I do demented declare. All right. So with demented declare, here was your challenge right here. The challenge being a string of weird alphanumeric characters put together, right? So I'm like, okay, oh, that might be a cipher. So let's take it on over here and let's drop it in. Or there's other websites like decode. .fr. Yeah, so decode.fr, you don't have to speak French. Je ne comprends pas de langue français. You can go here. Okay. And then you can search for stuff like substitution. And then like substitution cipher, like it's not possible to know everything, guys. So if I'm looking at this, I would probably spend maybe a good hour until I realized, like, okay, trying to figure this thing out. So I drop it in here, and then I say decrypt, and nothing, right? I get nothing. I get this back. Maybe it's Visioneer cipher V I can't spell. Maybe it's a Visioneer cipher. And you know, obviously not, because there's spaces in it, but you know, auto decryption. Let's see what it gives me. Nothing. And the way that I know that these are not flags are because it doesn't follow the flag protocol. Remember, as I put inside of at the beginning, that that all flags will have the BIC, and then you'll have your brackets, and then you'll have the flag on the inside, right? So after realizing that this wasn't like some type of ROT 13 or something like that, even like ROT 13 cipher or Caesar, like after I realized that, and remember, like I said, I would have probably spent like a couple hours, at least an hour in this. Because one, is 150 points, and two, I don't imagine it to be a simple thing, a simple challenge. So I go at the hint for 25 points for sure. That means I get 125 points. What are you going to tell me? Okay, the solution could be in the key map. So for most people who are trying to accomplish and solve this problem, if you're not familiar with like ASCII and like UTF-8, then it's not going to make a lot of sense to you, right? So here, let me show you guys. But if I hop on Google and type in key map, if I type in key map, I'll get like stuff that's going to kind of lead me in that same direction, right? So then I'm like, okay, all right, key maps. I'd probably spend another 30 minutes because now I'm getting a little bit closer. It said key maps. Okay, is there, okay, key, all of this stuff. Is there a type of key maps that exists? Like I would really try and figure that out. And I'm just telling you how I would attack this problem. And the reason why I'm so then here we go. All right, so key map basics. Okay, all right, so it's definitely having to do with characters and strings. Okay, okay, so these are all tying to things on your keyboard. Got it. Cool. So I now, okay, well, key map, that's not gonna help me very much. So what I did to solve is just go here. Boom. I don't want to locate. Demented declarations. There you go. I want to check something else out before I do that. See. Yeah. All right. So here's my flag. And what we have to do, take the flag as it's been provided to us, right? We understand that key maps have to do with the alphabet that we're looking at, right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and take what we're looking at here and then convert it from this status to the actual flag. All right. So this is a really quick little program that will take the input and output for me. So Control V. No. And that's where I started. And boom. Okay. Yes, I did. See, there's a, so this output, the print PT, is it's getting upset with me because from Python 2 to Python 3, you need to put your variables inside, your print variables inside of parenthesis. All right. So go up to and enter into my insert mode. Come on down. Nope. Not what I want. Okay, so right now I'm not going to walk you guys through me converting from Python 2 to Python 3 because I just updated my my system, and I think I got like maybe a variable or two that's missing from this compiled, but in the end, the result was that, let's go back, that this, as you saw inside of my original code there, what you saw in my original code was the standard alphabet. So let me bring that back up. Boom, boom. Okay, so you saw the standard alphabet here. Well, instead of leveraging just the regular alphabet, I actually leveraged BWIC. And here, let me go here. All right, so instead of, I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence, but this is what the standard BWIC keyboard looks like. So while you could have ran the same command that I have laid out here, if you didn't switch from standard UTF-8 or regular QWERTY keyboard to BWIC, then you wouldn't have been able to get the solution. So that's what made this a 150-point question instead of being like a 50 or 100 or even 125. Any other questions? Let me save this one right quick. If I have I know I'm getting a little dry, so I'm going to try and get a little bit more peppy. I just pulled down the code switching file. Boom. And you know what? This one is going to take a little bit of time to go through. Also, I'm not going to walk through this one. Anybody got any other questions that were really really getting at them? No more questions. Okay. All right. Well, I hope as you guys saw me going through and attempting to do the few walkthroughs, one of the things that I hope that you guys are walking away with is that the challenges that exist in this CTF or in many CTFs come from a lot of different perspectives, require a little bit of different style of thinking. I hope that you were challenged, but at the end of the day, I hope that you all walked away with something and that it wasn't just a big practice and not being able to move forward or move ahead. If you guys ever need anything, or if you want to learn a little bit more, of course we're going to start back up our monthly pickup CTFs, where you'll have the full access and participation from your BIC CTF team. You'll also I'll be sitting in to provide any insight that I can. Again, it's impossible to know everything. I think if we start off small, and then we or work in groups to try and solve bigger problems, that will get a lot more accomplished. But before I close out, I'll do one more, and the one that I will do is I will do the upon the heavens. I'll do this one. So I'll do this one, number 1 and number 2. I think that they'll be pretty quick. So with upon the heavens, the big takeaway is, one, there's a capital in the base right here, and there's a capital ROT. I mean, they pretty much seem like they're out of place, and in the sentence structure. So I was hoping that those would kind of key in some interest. Also, if you look at the overall structure of this flag, and you look up, let's say that you just look up ROT, right? You just look up ROT. ROT encryption. If you just look it up, you know that you'll find out there's a lot of different types of ROT. But a dead giveaway is the equal sign being present on this piece of this information. So looking at that, I'm like, okay, well, copy that, and you can either use CyberChef for your input, where you'll just paste that there, right? And then you can go over here and then type in ROT. And then they'll start you off with our standard ROT 13. Drop it. There we go. All right. And then once I drop this over. Okay. So here's one return here, or go here, drop it here, and say decrypt, right? So you got two different approaches of dealing with ROT. I would sit here, and then from here, I would even check and confirm that it's not like something like, I don't know, any of the bases. So I go here, go base 64. And what I like about CyberChef that it has proven difficult on other websites or other engines. Come on, let go. There we go. Base 32. It's the fact that you can stack. Let me pause that and trash it. So if I wanted to check and see if it was base 64, which of course is not, we go here. So go here. Let's get right back up. We're at 13. There we go. Okay. And then from that, you get more output here. Then, oh, hold on. Hold on. And from there, let me flip that out because that's not baking properly. Give me 1 second. And let me go back to the mission. Okay, good. And So in certain challenges, each one builds upon the next one, right? So we got that. Okay, and then we got output here. All right, copy that. I just want to confirm that it is outputting appropriately. Decryption. Okay. That's decrypting properly. Okay. Good. All right. Well, that's decrypting properly there. All right. And from here, wow, this is not decrypting properly. You know what? Let me check my cyber chef. 1 second, please. All right. I know what you are. Copy. Copy. Let's go here. Boom. Paste. Good. This. I'm just skipping down to 2 for a second. I want to confirm something. All right. So the hint here was that it mentions decimal and it mentions hex, right? So I'm looking at these numbers. They definitely don't look like hexadecimal because there's no accompanying alphabetical assignment with them, and I'm seeing more than 2 letters per pair. So let me take that. I dropped it here. All right, let me go with decimal. Because that's what the hint is. There we go. From decimal. Come on. There we go. All right. Spake. I think the connection with Zoom is making my machine kind of upset. Okay. Hmm. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, let's go here. Yeah. My apologies, guys. There's some, I'm having a little bit of technical issues um, with the tool over here. Let me go to Cyber Chef outside of the machine. That one, bam. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Let's copy that. I know it's decimal. Let's close this one just so I don't get confused. Bam. Paste. 78, 101, 118, 32. Okay. Well, hey guys, my apologies. Having a couple issues over here. Which should not be present, but they are. I'll do a write up on each of these two challenges, and I will post them inside the next chat. Again, I hope that you guys had a good time trying to solve these challenges, and I'm available whenever you guys if you guys ever need to reach out for support. And again, thank you for your time.